now you take the top, divide it by the bottom, 5.08. Thank you. Centimeters. Sig figs. Convert 2 inches to centimeters. We need 1 sig fig. So 5. So when we did that, we didn't have to think which unit is bigger. Should my number go up or down? Do I multiply or do I divide? I said I'm starting with inches. Inches goes there. I can go from inches to centimeters, put centimeters there. It's 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. Done. Do the math. When you go through, the reason that unit goes there is because you need to cancel units. Every time you add a set of boxes, if you were going further, centimeters would be here. It would cancel. The reason your final unit needs to be in the top right corner is because that's the only one that won't get canceled out in the end. And so the unit that doesn't get canceled is the one that ends up on your answer. Yes?
So we don't have to put the decimal point after the 5?
No. You talk like that?
Yeah.
In this case, it doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
Because 5 is a non-zero, and so that's 1 sig fig. So 1 sig fig. And so it doesn't matter.
It was 50.
Correct. If your answer was 50, then you would have to decide, do I need the decimal or not? Depending on, do you need 1 or 2 sig figs? So here is a little bit longer one. So we're looking at that problem. And you need to get comfortable reading problems and figuring it out what exactly you need to do. And so if you look at that problem, how many inches are in 2 kilometers? What is your starting point? 2 kilometers. So I'm going to write 2 kilometers. What unit am I trying to get to in the end? Inches. Okay. So I've got 2 kilometers. I'm going to draw a grid. Kilometers goes there. Always. That unit goes there. I now have to figure out what unit I want to put here. In a perfect world, I would put inches up there. But do I know a conversion factor to go from kilometers to inches?
No.
No, I don't. And so I can't put inches up here. What conversion factor do I have? It looks like it might be useful here. 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer. That's the only one up there that has kilometers in it. And so that's the only thing I have to work with. And so let's just go with it and hope it takes us to the right place. Kilometers in meters. I'm going to meters. 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. Just take the conversion factor and stick it in here. I do not have inches in my top right corner, so I'm not done. So I'm going to add another set of boxes. That unit goes down here. Now what conversion factor do I want to use? 1 meter is 100 centimeters, so I'm going to go to centimeters. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. I don't have inches yet, and so I'm going further. What unit goes here? Centimeters. That unit always goes there. Now what conversion factor do I want? Now I've got inches. I can go from centimeters to inches, so I've got inches. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. I have inches in the top right corner. These units cancel. So my problem is set up. So I'm going to multiply everything on the top. 2 times 1,000 is 2,000. Times 100 is 200,000. So I have 200,000 on the top. Then on the bottom, I have 1 times 1 times 2.54, 2.54. Then I just take that number, divide it by that number. And once you take sig figs into account, you get 8 times 10 to the 4th inches. Does everybody see this? You're going to use this all semester. If you don't get this now, you can ask questions. If you don't want to ask questions now, please, please, please ask questions within the next week. If you're not able to do a dimensional analysis, it's going to be a rough semester. Okay, yes?
This is kind of off topic, but my pre-chem teacher didn't teach like this, and half the class failed their first test, and you explained it way better than he ever did. So, yeah.
Good. Yay me. I hope you agree with him. If you don't, you don't. Here's another one. What is the volume? Cross this one's more difficult than anything you'll need to do. We're going to cross out this slide and move on. So this one is more complicated than this one, but it is along the same lines. That density one was adding a whole nother wrinkle. So Dan runs 6 5Ks per year. How many inches is this? What are we starting with?
Kilometer.
6 5Ks. That is what we're starting with. 6 5Ks.
So we do 30 Ks, 30 kilometers.
Right. Yeah. And so we're starting with 6 5Ks. You'll figure out, I've never written a capital K in my life. I don't even know what I would do differently to make that capital. They're always lowercase. So we have 6 5Ks. 5Ks is actually our unit here. It's kind of wacky, but when you think about it, it is. You can run 1 5K, 2 5Ks. Dan has run 6 5Ks. So I'm going to copy 5Ks down here. Now, we're trying to get from 5Ks to inches. We need to get out of this really weird unit of 5Ks. What can we do with 5Ks to get it into a more realistic thing? 5,000. So what is a 5K is 5,000 meters. And so 1 5K is 5,000 meters. Now we're in meters, a nice, good unit. But we're not in inches, so we're not finished yet. So we need to go another box. What unit's going to go here?
Meters.
Meters, take that, copy it down here. Can we go from meters to inches?
No.
We don't have a conversion factor for that. And so what do we have?
Yards.
We can go from meters to yards. And what numbers go here?
1.09
1.09 and 1 meter. Yards is not inches, and so I'm not done. Yards down here. What unit do you want to put up there? You can do feet or inches. At this point, we're dealing with units you're familiar with. And so if you know there are 36 inches in a yard, you can go straight to inches. If you didn't know that, you probably know there are 3 feet in a yard. You could go to feet and then do another step, feet to inches, because you also know that. But if you know conversion between yards and inches, you can do it. So 1 yard is 36 inches. We'd have inches in the top right corner. Our units cancel. We're done. We can just do the math. So if you do the math on top, you get 6 times 5,000 times 1.09 times 36. What does that come out to be?
177,200.
1,000,000.
177,200.
That.
Mhm.
So that is the top, and the bottom is just 1 times 1 times 1. Take that divided by 1 is 1,177,200. How many sig figs do I need? 1. We started with 6, and so our answer is just 1 sig fig. Inches. People always ask me, does the answer need to be in scientific notation or not? Unless the question specifically tells you to put it in scientific notation, or specifically tells you not to, I don't care. As long as it is correct, it is correct. And so you could put that. You could also put 1 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. They're equal to each other. They are both equally correct. We're going to skip this one also. Cross that one out. I added 2 slides on today. I don't know why. So let's redo these problems using dimensional analysis. So we're starting with 25.0 milliliters. Trying to get the liters. What is the relationship between liters and milliliters? 1,000 milliliters are in 1 liter. We're done. Do the math. 25 divided by 1,000. We didn't have to think. Do I need to multiply by 1,000? Do I need to divide by 1,000? Do I expect my number to go up? Do I expect my number to go down? Milliliters is here, so milliliters had to go there. If milliliters is there, liters has to go there. And there's 1,000 milliliters in a liter. That divided by that is 0.0250. We can do the milliliters to quarts also. 25.0 milliliters. Milliliters has to go there. I have a conversion to go from liters to quarts, but not milliliters to quarts. So I have to do this first. I have to go from milliliters to liters. 1,000 milliliters to 1 liter. Now I can go 1 liter is 1.057 quarts. I did that without even really thinking about what I was doing. Unit, unit. I can't go from milliliters to quarts, so use what I got. Go from milliliters to liters. Liters goes there. I have a conversion factor, liters to quarts. Liters has to go there because it's there. So quarts must go on top. The number that goes with quarts goes with quarts. The number that goes with liters goes with liters. Just put it in your calculator and you got your answer. So to me, that's the easier way to do it. Some of the simpler, very simple calculations, like this one, once you're comfortable, you can probably do it in your head. But that one, you're never going to be comfortable doing that in your head. And so trying to work the logic out, you're asking for trouble. Because the more logic you do, the better the chances are you're being illogical. Units don't lie. It'll guide you to the right place. Okay. Questions about any of this? So then let us move on